Today is the first day back to class for many students across Saskatchewan, and Janelle Pai is outside of Ethel Milliken School with CAA's Angel Blair to discuss some important safety tips for drivers. Janelle.
That's right, Jeremy. We have a really exciting day ahead of us here. Now, Angel, thank you so much for joining us. Today is a big day. There's lots of excitement, students all around. Let's start off with a couple safety tips for drivers in these school zones.
Absolutely. CAA is basically wanting to remind parents, motorists, students that there are a few safety habits you can get into this school year. School zones are busy. We know that from our assessments. They're busier than ever. Parents are trying to drop off their kids. Kids are trying to get to school, but they're also very excited, right? So the school zones are bustling, and what we're seeing is that there's an increase of traffic, and there's some pretty bad habits, some jaywalking, some double parking, parents maybe not understanding that you can't actually do a U-turn in a school zone. It's not allowed in most areas in the province. The other thing that we're really reminding students is to be alert, to look around, and kind of the ABCs of school zone safety. So we're reminding people to be alert in school. So you plan ahead. This morning when you're getting ready with your kids, make sure you have the backpack before you get to the door all packed, and make sure you're not eating or being distracted when you're driving your kids to school. Little safety reminders will make that trip so much easier, so much less stress for everyone, and make that, journey to and from school a lot easier.
That's right. Well, it sounds like some really good ideas here to make your first day back to school very safe. Thank you so much for that. I'm really excited because we're going to chat a little bit more later on coming up here about some safety tips and some of the school patrol programs as well.
All right, Janelle, a very exciting day to be sure. We look forward to seeing you again in just a little while. All right, heading back out on the go in Regina now, where Janelle Pai is outside Ethel Milliken School on this first day back with one local student. Janelle.
That's right, Jeremy. So this time around, we're going to talk a little bit about the school safety patrol program. So just to give us a little overview here is Angel. Angel, tell us a little bit about this program.
Absolutely. CAA for over 70 years is proud to support school safety patrol programs. So the CAA school safety patrol program is about getting kids safely to school, to and from school each day. And that's the whole point. We just want them to be safe. So we have these patrol teams out there, and we have patrollers like Harry who are amazing safety ambassadors. And with this program, they learn time management, they learn to be part of a team, they learn empathy for fellow students, and just really important life values. And often this is their first volunteer job. So we're asking motorists to please beware of the patrollers, slow down, look out for them, because they're doing a very important job.
Absolutely, they are. And now let's turn our attention over to Harry here. Harry, tell us a little bit about your experience here as a safety patrol person.
My experience as a safety patroller is mostly to pay attention to the road, because the road can be very dangerous, and also most of the CAA school safety patroller's job is to just help schools, or to help students cross the street safely to and from school.
Amazing. Okay, so it's very important here for the safety of everybody. And what is one tip, one piece of advice that you'd give parents and drivers?
Parents, please, the school zone hours start 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, it is 30 kilometers per hour in the school zone, and not to do a U-turn in the school zones. They are illegal.
Fantastic advice, Harry. Thank you so much for being here and walking us through this very important work that you do. Now, I am going to be back one more time here this morning. We're going to talk a little bit more about some school safety tips.
All right, Janelle, wonderful. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing another one for you in just a little while. All right, big day back to school across the province, so we're heading back out to find Janelle Pai, who is learning more about the penalties of dangerous driving in school zones this morning.
All right, well, we are wrapping things up out here in Regina. Angel is back with me. Angel, thanks so much for being here. We are going to talk a little bit about bus routes this time around.
That's right. When we are talking about school zone safety, CAA is all about safety, and we constantly remind motorists that we want the roads to be safe for everyone. When you're in a school zone, lots of times we are finding that there is, speeding or bad parking. So we're getting into some bad habits as a society, and this is just a quick reminder to, be safe out there and pay attention to signs. When you're in a bus zone, there's pylons like at this school, and that's so there's nobody parking in there. The buses need to get in, the kids need to get out safely. So we remind motorists, just be aware of that. Don't park in a no parking zone. When there's a no stopping zone, please abide by that. That means you can't even drop off your kids. You need to move past that zone so that the buses can get the kids safely in there.
Right, and it is for everybody involved in their safety too. So let's talk a little bit, because CAA does an assessment. What kind of habits are you guys seeing pop up in there frequently for drivers?
So we'll usually go to a community anywhere in the province actually, and we can do a school zone assessment. We use an app to track risky behaviors, and there are some bad habits that we can really zone in on. So what we're seeing, our stats show that there is a lot of speeding. There's a lot of jaywalking. Consistently, drivers are doing U-turns in school zones, and that is not allowed. It's just not safe, and you can just drive past these school zones. They're safe areas for kids, and we really want motorists to abide by that. But it's also up to parents and students to be aware of, your surroundings when you're coming and you're going from the school. So we're reminding people about those safety habits. We can actually track speeding with this app, and there's a lot of speeding. Most school zones are 30. Some are 40 in the province. But again, this is your reminder, just slow down. The kids are getting to school, and these are our future leaders. So we want to protect them, and we want them to get to school safely.
That's right, and so important. Angel, thank you so much for being here with us this morning and walking me through it. A really exciting day ahead for staff and students. Have a fantastic first day, and we hope you have a great year.